Hospital Productions to me is one of the most important record labels of the last 20 years. You know, it's like, it's what a label should be, it's what labels were. I strayed upon Prurient mostly through my initial ignorance to the American power electronic scene, which I always felt a little puritanical about because I came from that background in the early 80s. Aesthetically, I just loved what Dominick was doing. Almost immediately before even hearing the music, it felt like something that just spoke volumes to me. Then eventually when I actually heard Prurient, it fucking blew me completely away. It felt so pure and so powerful.
I got in touch with Justin through our mutual friend Aaron Turner and Mark Thompson from Hydra Records. It came to my attention that Justin had been following what I was doing with Prurient, and I was a lifelong fan of his, but I never had any contact with him.
Fortunately, the connection came about me talking to Hydra Head boss Aaron Turner about Prurient, and me saying to him, you've got to check Prurient out. He checked out Prurient, then got back to me X amount of months later saying, I've been in touch with Dominick, I'm going to release something by him. He's like, I'm totally into this stuff. And I was like, that is amazing. Try and give me a contact. I want to speak to him directly about playing with Godflesh at some time.
It made perfect sense because Hydra was a progressive label that understood the traditions of all these various genres of grind and death metal, punk, hardcore, noise. I don't think what they were doing or what I was or am still doing would have existed without all of the risk-taking that Justin had done before us starting in the 80s. The idea of the collaboration between Nothing, Jesu, and Prurient came about through a conversation that Nicky and I had when he was visiting me in Berlin, and we were talking about just growing up and our musical influences, and it became apparent that we were both really fans and influenced by Justin. And it immediately popped into my mind that we should do a collaboration together because I had done the tour with Godflesh, and I was a big fan of the last Nothing album. Nothing's lyrics are incredibly pessimistic, heartfelt, introspective, self-destructive, and self-deprecating despite the kind of uplifting, powerful nature of the music. And that contrast is what attracted me to that band.
I heard Nothing, a few people turned me on to them and was becoming quite a fan. The first album's great, the second album's even better.
When I started trying to get songs together, literally had no idea what I was doing at all. Just playing in hardcore bands and stuff, trying to change the whole dynamic of a band. Still to this point, we're still learning stuff and how to control loud music with a quiet vocal. And it was originally slow dive and a lot of the shoegaze stuff, but a little later on found out more about Jesu and stuff like that, and you know, it was like, oh wow, this is more like what we're doing. And then started to just try to rip off everything Jesu did, just try to steal it because maybe nobody would notice.
Dominick had already told me he'd made good friends with those guys and proposed this collaboration, which I just immediately responded to like, fantastic. I said to Dominick, you know, you tell me how you wish to approach this, you give me the concept, let's work with it. So this is all entirely Dominick's doing basically, and it's a beautiful thing. Dominick comes with fantastic concepts. He's a brilliant concept guy, and I'm always totally open to anything he presents me with because he's genuinely passionate about it. He was working at this anniversary for almost a year and a half.
I've been exercising a kind of dissonance between noise and melody with my project Prurient for years. And I think that it was the mix of the Godflesh emphasis on cinema, the references to film, Nothing's contrast between the lyrical message and the openness of their music, and my emphasis on contrast between melody and noise. So I think what you're dealing with all three bands is a sense of contradiction and a sense of paradox.
We were emailing, trying to figure out his fucking songs, and none of us knew what the hell, how to do it. And we played with like 7 strings. Brandon's like, I figured out a tuning. And he's like texting me, trying to tell me like what the tuning is. And I was just like, I had no idea what any of it meant. He finally emailed me back and he's like, yo, I don't give a shit how you guys do it. Like, I'll adapt to you. He didn't care about the shit at all. I was just like, all right, I think we're good. Like, this guy seems pretty chill.
Justin is the kind of person that he's ready to see like eye to eye to whoever. He immediately just said, however you guys want to do the song, like you're the band playing it with me. We were figuring them out together. I get nervous around people that made records in the 80s and 90s, so I feel like they were talented and we're not. And I was extremely nervous. We walked in there and we played through Silver immediately, and I was like, oh fuck, like I suck. Like he's gonna be bummed out. And he turned, it's like, oh, you're fucking, it's killing it, it's ripping. I'm just like, oh, sick.
The Jesu songs that we're doing, Silver and Tired of Me, are very along the lines of what we try to do live, just really loud and like lots of layers and everything, and quiet vocals, so they work out pretty well without us having to really tweak anything that we usually do. And yeah, I think it sounds pretty good.